Hello, the game has started. It's me to go fast. I've got knight on my rack and think. And I'm going to play knight because I don't wish to retain the G. Knight 38. Great, I have the blank. I have tendril. And that doesn't play at the moment. The 3 consecutive consonants are quite problematic for parallel plays beginning with consonants. And I'm heavy with consonants, so I may struggle to get down a 7-letter bingo. I do have quite a few floaters to consider, so I have dartling onto the G in column 7. Anything through a consonant is likely to have the blank as a vowel, so there's only 5 tiles I need to consider for that. There's the A. I'm just looking across at the consonants. That's dartling. Can't see anything else. Sin, I don't recognise that. Great. So I have dartling. I was now going to consider the E. That's tendril, which doesn't go. Underlit through a U. Can't see anything through the I. Okay, so next stop the I. Can't see anything there. O. No, so I think I will go for dartling, which is going to open the board wide open, which is fine. Dartling 61. I draw the X, and there is a nice spot for it next to this I of dartling for X and Xi for over 50. It does retain 5 consonants, but the score's going to justify that. And hopefully my opponent will be distracted by the triple word squares in row A, but not so much as to bingo through either of them. I have dextran through an A, which is a possibility if the I spot goes. Knight takes an S after it and no other hooks. I've no idea if there are 6-letter extensions to knight. Possibly there are. Now, what else can I do with my X? Well, I could play EX in column 8. Again, inferior to the column 6 play. But I do need to consider options in case that's blocked. It would be nice to play off more than one consonant, but I may struggle to do that if the column 6 play remains available. I don't have anything great where my opponent's played. That's great because EX remains available. I don't think there's any way of improving that. And that's the risk you take when you play, when you keep 5 consonants, you end up with 7. And a lot of the vowels on the board have been obstructed. I do have an S for going after knight, but I can't really use that. EL is a possibility for playing through. Okay. Now, what about a play through U and onto the T? So URT or UTT. So I could play but. For 22, that's just better than changing, I think. Certainly if I pick 2 vowels I would be in good shape, but can I play anything better? I don't really want to play off the S for just 4 points because of the knight hook. It would be nice to play a something URT move. Can't see one, so I'm going with this. I draw 1 vowel, which is probably good enough to keep going. I've got drawn on my rack. Can't see anywhere for that. But it's quite a tight move. It doesn't really provide anything for my opponent. So he may struggle to score, unless he's got a bingo. I'm 70 points ahead. Now I'm just wondering about playing dawns and knights. $32 points. It does keep double R, which I don't want to do. Well, I could play rawns. I'm just looking at my opponent's play to see if that's provided anything. N can go in front of the Y. Can't see anything down from the K. So, let me see what rawns looks like. It's an okay rack leave, 2 more consonants than vowels. 31 points is a decent score. The A is slightly dangerous, but any player in column 11 is going to open up column 12. That's quite balanced. I can't see a 7 with this rack. And not many floaters to consider. Now my opponent needs an E to play in column 11 if he's going to overlap the R. Although he could play just down from the A. And he could play to the left of rawns, but that's not going to score very much. I've got medlar as a 6-letter play, so I could play medlar and my. Probably needlessly open. Can't see anything down from the K. Rawns takes a P in front. Still 2 of those out there. I haven't seen any candidate move which particularly stands out. I guess I'd like to play off the M for score, and an L and an R. But I can't see anywhere great for that combination. Well, I could play Marley in row J. That has some merit. Now, has my opponent provided any helpful floaters? The E is the most promising. Can't see anything through that. Just looking at the other floaters, can't see anything through any of them. So, do I play Marley? Red is quite a nice rack leave. $16 points is not good. What about a play through the L? A play of mild. Well, I don't think Marley is great, but I can't see anything which is obviously a lot better. Awful pickup. 2 U's. A play of... I'm going to struggle to score with this rack because I have no scoring tiles. A play of U2 would sort the rack out. but score very badly. So I could be changing here. I could play 2-2 down from the T. I'm looking around at the scoring tiles on the board to see if I can use them. So a play ending Zell. But any such player is going to have to use at least one U. I could play Ulu, and that's quite nice. That keeps rated, which is a great 5-letter set. Umu also good, but that's not as great because it opens up column 1. I've got a 60-point lead, so Ulu would be quite good because it would obstruct the floaters in jailed. Now I could play Utu through the T. So I think I'm going to play one of those, either Ulu or Utu through the T. I can't think of any 8-letter plays with this rack. Still 45 tiles to come, 15 minutes on my clock, 13 on my opponent's. Marley takes nothing in front. I have Houture in column 8, but that only uses 6 tiles and doesn't score very much. It's possible that my opponent could block both of my double U plays, but I'll deal with that when it happens. Now, Kuru is also good, but that takes an S, so it's not ideal. I've got Houture on my rack, which does burn both U's, but wrecks the rack leave. And there's nowhere for it apart from through the E of jailed. Well, that's worth considering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14 points. Keeping DE. Still one blank to come. And no H's. I mention that because Houture has got the H front hook. That also plays in column 3, but that opens up row O. Now my opponent's taking a while. He may have a tricky rack or be looking for a bingo. Certainly if he bingos now, I'm not going to be able to respond with much of a score, so he could then move into the lead. Eight points for Utu, 6 for Ulu. I think my preference is Ulu. If my opponent hasn't bingoed, because it limits his bingoing options. And my opponent burns the second blank for just 40 points. My preferred Ulu spot has been taken, but I've got this one for 8. Great, I draw an S. And I've got add rates, and that plays in column 12, making AY. Can't see anywhere else for it. Now, do I have a second bingo? I'm looking at the M of Marley. Can't see anything through that. And I've also got the S hook for Utu, in case there's an anagram of add rates, but I don't think there is. Ah, well, what about Astead? Not sure about that. I am sure of add rates. That's one of the words which came in with the most recent update. And I don't recall it as being part of a pair of bingos. So I can't see anything through the M. Although the M looks like it goes quite well with this rack. The H has been obstructed by the U of U2. Add rates plays either side of the Y, but to the left is going to be better strategically because it doesn't open up column 15 for a parallel play. K and R are available. Great. Add rates remains available in column 12. Has my opponent provided anything new? Not for add rates. Can't see anything through the O. Anything through the N isn't going to get doubled. I suppose I should have considered a play through the L of jailed. I'll pause briefly to see if there is one in my mind. So, latter adds I don't think is good, and I can't see an anagram, so I'm going with this. Great, quite a nice balanced rack. I've got a scoring tile in the F, so a play a fee somewhere would leave quite a balanced rack leave. However, I note that there are 6 O's to come, so it'd be nice to play off my O, so probably faux better than fee. I could play faux parallel to capon, but that's going to open up row O. I'd rather not do that. I'm only 100 points ahead. My opponent challenges, loses 5 points, which is good. So I'm now 99 points in front. Fee does play parallel to add rates to its left, but faux doesn't. And that's going to score quite well and obstruct the best floaters for my opponent. So at the moment I'm inclined to play fee. Now what about a play down from the R? I could play ref, but I can't see any way of extending that. So at the moment my preference is to play fee for about 23 or 24 points. Great, and that remains available. Just 26 points for my opponent. He is opening up a new bingo lane in row N for hooks on rape. So 23 points. Can I dodge the O's? Well, I do dodge most of them. That doesn't look too bad. However, no scoring tiles. And I can't see a 7 with this rack. I do have an O for bingos beginning HO, but I don't think I have one of those. I have the stone prefix with EO. So row stone would be good through an R. Well, I don't think there are any floaters at all. Probably just the S, because fee takes some letters after it. Can't see anything with my rack plus an S. Now, column 14 is also a bingo lane for bingos beginning DEE or DES. Can't see anything. So I need to look around at the high scoring tiles on the board, see if I can use any of them. So I could play new, bow and hoe. It's keeping EE, but that's not bad. Certainly with all the O's to come, it would be my preference to play off both of the O's that I have. So where else can I do that? Can't see anything ending Ozel. Wow, no N's to come and only one R, S and T. In some ways it would be nice just to play off the 2 O's, keeping NST, because then that would have a preponderance of consonants and there's no danger of duplicating the N. However, if I play just O underneath bindi, I'm opening up a bingo lane and I'm scoring a lot less than new, and new kills the lane. So new is a better play. I've got some 2-letter sets to play through. OP and NE. But I can't see anything through any of those. Just 5 minutes on my opponent's clock. He has used up a lot of time. And I'm minded to play quickly. The remaining tiles don't look very bingo-y. They look quite vowel heavy. 18 vowels out of 29 tiles. Wow. So maybe I should just play double O. But I can't see a way of doing that around Bindi, which doesn't open a bingo lane. I could play Who for 8. That's quite nice. But New in row B, 15 points. I don't think the N is worth 7. Especially given the shortage of bingo lanes on this board. The best bingo lane is probably row N for a hook of rape, but any play in row N is going to open row O. 3 minutes on my opponent's clock. He is using up a lot of time. I could play Oop and 1. I don't think that's particularly dangerous. There are very few scoring tiles left. I think M and W could go in front of Oop, but then it would be difficult to place a tile in front of 1. Oh, what about Moo? Moo, Opa and Oop. Well, that would score more, but make it easier for my opponent to use this L1 spot. Just looking around for anywhere I've missed. My opponent's now got 2 minutes left. So, I still haven't got a preferred play, although I'm leaning towards New because of the score. It doesn't open bingo lanes. It's certainly... Ah, great, my opponent hasn't disappeared. He's taken my spot. However... Well, I was going to say I can play just ooh here, but... Yeah, that is opening a bingo lane. I could play oon. Which isn't, and it scores 19. My opponent could play down onto this triple letter square, but he'll be burning a lot of tiles and he won't be bingoing. I have Rosie 8. Nowhere for that. Ah, well, Raper's good, so I do. I have Rosie 8 in row N. Fantastic. Capon takes an S. Rape E, not good. Do I have anything through the S? Rosie 8 doesn't take an S. Through an I would have Eta Erios. Do I have anything through the D? Or beginning with the H? Don't think so. Great, my opponent has not taken my Rosie 8 spot. This is going to open up a bingo lane, but I'm going to be more than a bingo ahead. $68. just 4 tiles in the bag, and although I don't have a bingo, I've got quite a good rack. In particular, I've got a scoring tile in the M. Just looking around for spots to play my M, obviously underneath the A, but I'm expecting that to be taken. But it'll be interesting to see if my opponent leaves one in the bag or empties it. And if my opponent plays in row O, I may have a play in row M. It would be nice to play something like Mooey to sort out the vowel consonant imbalance. I can't see any way of using my I next to the Q. Okay, so my opponent has emptied the bag, which is good. I can see what he's got. He's got 5 vowels. What I'm looking to do now is go out in 2. My opponent's got 28 seconds. I've got 12 minutes. So can I go out in 2 with this rack? I note that my opponent's got the S for rapers, so he could play vias. But that's just by the by. So what have I got above roseate? More is good. Deaf is good. Can't see anything. I've got Amido on my rack. Nowhere to play that. Wef takes an E. I can't use that to good effect. Now, what about a play down from the M? So I've got M, O, D, E. Well, that's where the story ends. Or M, O, M, E. Okay, 11 minutes left. I'm sure there is an out in 2 here. I've got nothing which goes after double E, which stops me playing in, or restricts me playing in column 13. I'm looking for anywhere I can play off 4 tiles. So I've got Oh Dear on my rack. Gosh, this is tricky. What about playing through the S? I've got the D for going here. 10 minutes on my clock. Now, do I have 4 letters that I can play after H? Or I note my O can go in front of the H as well. I don't think hood is good. I think homie is good. Keeping O-D-A. Well, that plays down here, making 1, and it also makes so. So I think this guarantees me an out in 2. Almost certainly not the best, but I think it's good enough. My opponent may well play vias. Ooh, a viso, very nice. And now I can play out with Oda and so. Do I have a better out spot? A do is the anagram. I have Oda. down here for 15 points. And I think that's the best I can see. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game. Which he does, and the final score, 361 to my opponent, 445 to me, a winning margin of 84 points. So a big win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. I played Knight. That looks fine. My opponent's rack, he played Sin. And now I played Dartling. What I didn't see was in Trolls. So there was a parallel play beginning with a vowel. But I think Dartling is probably best. My opponent then plays Bindi, and I have X for 52. My opponent has the blank, plays Cuz, which is a nice play. I have all vowels, and I play But, and I think that looks best. My opponent has Devilry, can't see anywhere for that. Oh, but he has Devil Tree, C9. Coming through the T of Knight. That would have been a good spot. My rack. And I had a choice between Dawns and Rawns, and only 1 point difference, so I prefer not to keep duplicate tiles. My opponent has Gerbled, nowhere for it. And no bingo available. Plays Jailed. Now, this is my rack. B1, Dram. Okay. Emerald. Emerald. Down through the E of Jailed, quite nice for 26. What did I do? I played Marley for 16, keeping red. Now is red 10 points better than R? Well, it may or may not be, but it's going to certainly close the gap. My opponent plays Query. And I have a horrible rack, and I played, well, a play which isn't down here. But I still like Utu because the rack leave of Rated is a very good 5-letter set and certainly better than all of these ones from higher scoring plays. My opponent plays Capon. I have ad rates and a Stead isn't good, otherwise it would show up here. My opponent plays Rape. And now I play Fee. But not at L2, I play it at J11. That looks fine. Okay, so I play Fee, my opponent plays Goa. This is my rack, and I play Oon, and I like that. It does not open up bingo lanes, and it scores quite well. My opponent is distracted by it, plays Oogly, which allows me to play Roseate. My opponent has Weft, and now I'm looking to go out into... Modem certainly doesn't achieve that, although it's a nice play, and it stops my opponent playing a Viso, so it may be worth playing. I'm just looking around in case I can go out with AIO, but I can't see a way of doing that. Mood in the same spot, again with the merit of blocking a Viso. Keeping Aim. And again, I'm looking to see if Aim goes out. Aim or Ami. Well, Rami is good, so... yeah, probably Mood a better play than Homie. My opponent plays a Visor, which is best. And then F2 Oda is best to end the game. So a pretty interesting game, and certainly an interesting end game, which I suspect I didn't do as well with as I could have done. But in any event, it was an interesting game as always. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.